But people will tell you Kevin Hart's ego. Comics told me, like, that knew him in Philly. They were like, bro, he'd let everybody know he was the best in the room within his first 5 seconds in there.
Kevin Hart, though, he's not just like short. He's like short.
Yeah.
Where this is just like a tiny person.
Napoleon syndrome.
Where it almost looks like, like a medical condition or something.
People said he'd walk in the room dressed really fly even when he wasn't popular, and he'd look around and he wouldn't even have no spots at the club. This is back before he was that popular. But he was doing so many college gigs, he was making more money than these New York guys.
Wow.
And he'd walk in and be like, I'm doing better than all y'all.
Well, I think when you're that small, you can just, if you're just high energy, it's like relative to your size, your energy is that much higher. But if you like take that same energy and you spread it out in like a 6'10" dude, it's like the energy is not as much. But it's like a small guy, it's like compact, so he's like bouncing around the room.
And when you're little like that, you get jackets and shoes cheaper.
It looks better.
Yeah, it does.
Clothes look better on smaller guys.
Fresh Nike size 6s.
Well, you ever seen like when like basketball players like get drafted to the NBA and they're wearing a suit?
Yeah.
And this dude is like 6'11", and it's just like you look at the pants, and the pants is like all long looking.
Yeah.
There's all this, just the cloth just kind of keeps going. Or it's
Yeah.
like it's not a good look. Short guys though, it's like there's more angles. There's stuff going on.
Yeah, even when they're dressed regular, it's just strange looking. Something don't match up.
Well, like it looks regular if you're wearing like basketball clothes or something. But if once you actually put something like actual like long pants on, the pants are like it's like a cartoon.
Or like one of those big Janko jackets or something. I mean, those guys can't even really get their clothes sized up too much.
Yeah, and then you got to get like a special car, and you're all cramped up looking and stuff.
Yeah, that's got to be what sucks the most about being a famous basketball player. Once you finally get that money and you're like, all right, I'm going to get it. And you sit in that Ferrari and you're like, wait a second.
Well, these are built for like a tiny Italian man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your only option is like the Land Rover or something there.
What type of car are you going to get when you're really famous and you're making money?
It sucks because now like Elon Musk, it's all like right wing and stuff, but I would have loved the regular Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla S or whatever.
Wait, so you wouldn't get it because of his political views?
Well, now it's just a bad look. I can't support that.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know
now he's
nothing
like
about his
anti-Semitic and stuff now. Yeah,
What?
it's a bad look.
Is he?
The man's going crazy.
Too much money.
Well, he's just like, you go where where people like you. And now he's getting this kind of crowd of these weirdos.
Wow.
Sort of right-wing weirdos. And it's like, I can't, you're spending $50,000 on a car. I can't support that.
Tesla's a nice car. You're like one of those old school guys like my grandfather. He lost a friend because the guy drove a Toyota.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I mean, the man has principle.
Yeah, he's like, I can't, come on, what are you doing?
You driving a Corolla?
Yeah, first it was a Ford, now a Toyota.
Yeah, right.
Get a Chevy.
What I tell you about driving those cars that work for a long time. Yeah. In this family, we drive shit cars.
Yeah. My car breaks down. It's American.
Right.
Wow.
But no, I would have got like I'm pretty sure by the time I actually end up having some money, I mean, there's going to be like new electric cars and stuff. But I would love the most. I'm not like I would never get like a Mustang, like an old school like muscle car.
Why not?
It's just like,
you got the Mets hat.
It's too loud and it's like it's too boxy, and like you crash into something and like it's not built for like seat belts and shit. But like if I was gonna get a car, I'd get the most futuristic looking car I could get.
I could see that about
just like straight up, like I'd be wearing like running clothes all the time.
Yeah, I could see that.
Get a cool haircut.
Yeah.
Korean wife.
Would you ever have enough money where you just
I get like an African wife.
Yeah.
In the passenger seat.
The one with the accent.
Me and her just weaving around in like the steering wheel is shaped like a triangle.
Neck all stretched out.
Right.
Would you ever make so much money you just get braces to show off? You ever see people get that?
Well, just more shiny.
Yeah, they have one crooked tooth, they'll get braces. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, at that point, too, it's like, I'm going to be in like mid-50s.
Yeah.
I'll get the African wife. She's like 25.
Yeah.
Fresh from, I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah.
She's all bald and like shiny looking.
Yeah.
We're just whipping around New Jersey Turnpike.
Cooking that stuff. Everything's in the pot.
Everybody's stopping. Like, what kind of car is that?
Right.
Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't got this shit here yet. Yeah, this shit's Chinese.
Yeah, dude, that would be cool. I could totally see.
What would you get?
I would be the old school Mustang, but I mean, yeah, I like those old school cars. I would get. I don't.
You're gonna end up getting a car that you already had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that I missed.
This is the car when I was 16 years old, but this is like the nice version of it.
Well, see, I'd be nervous to get a new car because I don't know about the inventors being right. I would have got a Tesla. I had no clue. I'd get canceled. People see me pulling up.
Well, I mean, it's a different crowd at this point. But
yeah.
That's the thing too with Elon Musk. It's like, who does he think is buying electric cars?
Right. Who does he think right-wingers.
Who does he think is the good old boys are going to spend $60,000 on a car you got to plug in?
They're getting a Ford truck, double dually axle tire.
Yeah, V8 engine.
Yeah.
Some like shit you can't even get anymore.
Right.
They're taking out the catalytic converter.
Yeah.
Just to make that shit loud.
They want the pipes coming out of the bed with that black smoke.
Yeah.
Big tires
just
on
like
it.
a big rig that you can, yank a chain on.
Yeah, that's bad marketing there. I'd get the old school Mustang. Yeah, I'd be driving around acting like, just acting cool. Maybe get like one of those baseball shirts.
Would you get it jeans. Like you'd keep it stock though? There wouldn't be any new shit in there, or would you go like?
I'd probably have
some
couple
guys
new
get
things.
Some guys get real obsessive about, like, oh, this knob is different.
Yeah, I'd do power steering. I'd have like air conditioning, maybe a good sound system.
But
I'd keep it pretty classic.
Do you think you'd get like a fleet?
What, like a bunch of them?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I had a lot of money, I'd probably get, I definitely would most likely get a 67 Mustang convertible for sure. That'd probably be the first one. Move out to Florida or
That's
LA.
just your day-to-day car?
Yeah, that'd be my day-to-day. Some sort of a Mustang. And then I guess I'd have like a big truck like the right-wingers would want.
Yeah.
Dude, you should see. My sister just bought literally an army truck.
Whoa.
Talk about Ohio, dude. Yeah, I didn't even know you could buy them on the road. This thing is massive. It's street legal.
Wait, this is a Ford truck? Or
No, this is like... dude, that's a good question. I wonder if Army has their... This has a diesel motor. It's Army. It's literally was in like like real
like
Army stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's on the street. And it's like... If you ever see Rambo 1, it's that truck from the beginning of Rambo 1 with the huge... The tires are 50 inches tall from the ground.
Jesus Christ.
Like these monster trucks that these people have, that's like it's like a monster truck tire, but it's
well, you can't even like park in a regular spot.
You're taking up 4 spots, dude.
Wow.
Well, actually, it's as long as an extended pickup truck, but it's like wide, dude. It's just wide enough, like a Hummer.
Wow.
It's as wide as an original Hummer.
And your sister's not even. There's nothing in the back.
No, she's got skeletons she put back there.
Yeah.
But dude, that's the Ohio. These big trucks, She had a big truck before. It makes her truck look tiny.
Jesus Christ!
Like this thing looks like you could tie it to a building and pull
you could
it
put
down.
like a car in the back.
You could.
Yeah. It's like a hatchback.
You could haul an elephant.
Wow.
Get your African wife's pet elephant back there.
Jesus Christ! But I mean, like that kind of car. I mean, she's driving to work or something. Or
she's restoring it. She's gonna make it a monster truck.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, it's 11 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's even the plan for that? That's crazy.
It's just big truck, man. It's
Jeez.
cool.
That's like you're like impressing like a 6-year-old that kind of car.
No, dude, this thing. I think everybody's impressed.
But I mean, like a little kid, that they're gonna be freaking out when they see that coming down the street. Yeah.
I was freaking out when I seen it.
That's the kind of car that you give a name to.
You could fit 4 people in the front seat.
Wow.
It's like an army truck.
How much?
Yeah, you do. You got to give that car a name.
Yeah.
You're right.
Tyrannosaurus or something.
Yeah, glass or whatever. I don't know. I almost called it Glasgow.
How much?
I don't even know.
I have no idea how much a monster truck would even cost.
Me neither, dude. That's one of those things. I don't think anybody knows the price. You just got to get somebody hurt and then throw them an offer.
Right. Yeah. So her plan is to like be in like monster truck rally, gravedigger kind of rally.
No, just driving. I bet she would, but
Wow.
just cruising it to work. She's like a welder.
Yeah.
She's a welder, a diesel technician. It's a diesel engine.
Oh wow.
So it looks good. She's got a diesel, and she's a diesel mechanic.
And it's like the gas.
She
is
goes
cheaper.
hunting, so this way she can load it up with deer.
Jeez. How many fucking deer do you got to kill? She's going to kill like an entire family of deer.
Deers are big, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you get 2 big bucks, man. They're huge.
Wow.
Probably go to Africa, hunt some elephant, you know.
Well, you were just in Europe.
Yeah.
I bet like everybody in Europe that you met was like, if you told them what your sister just did, they'd be like, Yeah, it sounds about right.
They can't even drive.
You're getting the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe right there.
This car wouldn't even fit in Europe. Like, those European cars are so little. They got all those different
the streets
cars.
were built before cars.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's wider than like a horse carriage.
I never knew that. That's why they're so small. A lot of Fiats in Europe.
Yeah. It's like a car that's like this wide.
You know what's real popular in Europe? Being homeless.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like lots of homeless people in Europe. They're just like, they're backpackers.
Oh,
and they'll tell you all about it. Like, they'll buy a camper. Some of them have these little Fiat campers. They're so convenient and little. You could live in them. And then they just sleep on couches. I met so many Europeans that, like Germany, that whole area.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I've been backpacking for 2 years.
Well, those aren't like homeless people the way we have homeless people here.
No, well, in Europe,
those are like just travelers.
You couch surf for free.
Yeah, it's just perpetual traveling.
How crazy is that, though? You could just be homeless. Do they sleep on couches? It's free.
Well, there's like a system. There's like a Airbnb system.
Yeah,
where you just reserve couch surfing.
You get graded, but would you ever just let a stranger sleep on your couch for free? It's a very
once you're in the system, though, it's like you're also sleeping on somebody's couch, so everybody's kind of in the mix.
Yeah,
everybody's just traveling all the time.
Yeah, this guy told me he traveled the world for 2 years. He even went to a few states in America, but he was like, he couldn't do it. It's too expensive.
Yeah, but you can't walk from like state to state here.
Yeah, $30,000. He pretty much went everywhere else in the world, and then he was like, yeah, America. He's like, he had 5,000 left. He barely even made it. And he's like, with the hotels and like all that and the food. But him and his wife, they were from Romania, and they just traveled the world for 2 years off $30,000.
Wow.
They hitchhiked. You could do that type of stuff in Europe.
Yep.
It's crazy.
All these things you're saying, you can do that here. It's just people don't do it. It would be weird to do it.
We'd never let anybody on our couch.
It'd be awkward. I know. I mean, I've known people and that just live that kind of life. It's more common in California, where you're just kind of a bum. And you just, you've known these fucking people.
Yeah.
You've been that guy.
We do comedy with. I was that guy, yeah.
Now, you only did it for a couple nights. So,
I hated it, though.
Yeah, that's the thing is I would just be uncomfortable all the time. I need certain level of,
it would be cool to meet people, but then you got to think, how many people slept on this couch? How many butts are on this couch?
Well, there's that, and it's just like you never just have a refrigerator with orange juice in it. You're never like at home.
Yeah, but
you're always
free.
in somebody's home. You're free, but it's like, what the fuck do you even do all day? That guy who traveled the world for $30,000 for 3 years, it's not like you're like doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, because you can't afford it.
You can't afford to eat. You're just walking around for like 10 hours. It's like at a certain point you want to do something.
Right. I mean, it's cool seeing places like I've been going. Yeah, I just came back from Europe. I was in Glasgow. I was all over, actually. I was in Ireland, Scotland, the UK, Iceland.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the thing about Iceland is there's nothing there at all.
Yeah.
It's weird, and it's more expensive than New York. And there's nothing there, like, whatsoever. Like, it's just not even trees. The Vikings cut down all the trees. There's just nothing for miles. You're just driving.
Just like dirt or like rocks?
Yeah, it's just rocks. It's the land of fire and ice. There's volcanoes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
People go camping, it's freezing all the time. Like, dude, they're plowing snow in August.
Wow.
Like, it's insane. And then there's just people go camping there. You go, like... There's
like hot springs or something,
Yeah, they have those spring waters. I went in one with the minerals from the volcano. It warms up the ocean. Actually, it's funny. They work. My ankle was killing me. I did that Orange Theory. I'm limping for 3 weeks. And my friend's like, dude, you need to go to a lagoon. And we went, and it was cool, man. All these bath salts and all this
smell
stuff.
Weird?
Yeah, it does, man. It ruined my... Yeah.
Sulfur smell,
How's everybody know? How'd you even know that?
I mean, that's what's heating it up. It's the sulfur from the ground.
Oh, dude, honestly,
this is what they taught us in 12th grade, man.
Wow.
You missed out.
Dude, I guess I did.
You were making gyros at the mall, and they taught us about sulfur.
Yeah, just telling my girlfriend, I go, yeah, that place ruined my shoes. They smell, they stink. She goes, oh, it's just sulfur.
Well, it's like you see pictures of a hot spring, and it's like, oh, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's like a natural hot tub. But, unless you're there, then it's just like, this is kind of gross.
There's people that probably travel their whole life to get there. Here goes the thing, dude. It's one of those pull up, got a bar there. I wouldn't even have got in if I knew that. Because you pay, once you get out, that's it. You think people are getting out to pee every 5 minutes? Like they had the pull-up bar? Hell no. People are just pissing in there.
Well, I think the sulfur, I mean, like, you know, it's natural stuff going on. It's like being in a lake.
Yeah.
People are pissing in a lake.
I don't go in lakes, though, either.
Oh. No, you go in pools.
Yeah.
You're in the ocean. There's like plastic and stuff in the ocean.
Yeah, and dead bodies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to get unsure.
But yeah, I agree, though. It is gross to me.
Yeah.
Anytime they got to get into that kind of situation, it's very odd.
You know what blows me away is these things like that's a very much New York, like more uppity class, maybe Williamsburg girl type of thing to go to these lagoons, like because they have spa. It's a spa in New York.
Yeah.
And these people, they pay hundreds of dollars to go to these. There's people that flew there to Iceland just to go in this lagoon. Like that was their whole reason for going to Iceland. You're on the ocean, I get it. You're heated up by the volcano.
Right.
There's waterfalls. But after 20 minutes, it's not cool anymore. There's a cold plunge. Mm-hmm. Bro, you ever do a cold plunge?
You just get into a cold.
Ice cold. You can't. Yeah. It clears your mind instantly. I couldn't, dude. You can't think of nothing. You're just, you got something on your mind. Jump. Well,
that's what fixed your ankles right there.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, that's like what athletes do after like a football game.
Wow.
You get into like an ice bath, and that's like it's all the inflammation gets like you know.
I would do that forever.
Yeah.
Then they got all these things that you put on your skin. They make it really soft, and you sit in saunas and steam rooms and.
See, it's just like we used to talk about traveling before, a previous episode. It's like if you're going for a very specific reason like that and you have this vision in your mind of what these saunas are going to be like, it's going to be a letdown.
Right.
You're there for like 20 minutes. And it's like, all right, well, that was 15 hours traveling.
Right.
And it's like everything about you always, I think the only way to really go to approach traveling, you really got to have an open mind for things where it's like, we're just going to go, you know, something's going to happen. And hopefully we see some cool stuff on the way. But there's no way anything like that's worth it.
Yeah, the funnest part of any traveling I do is when I get back home. I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to get back.
Well, you're just like going through so much stuff. Constantly airplanes, customs, all that stuff.
Flights getting canceled.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. It's cool seeing these places in the way of life. Like, I realize I am a shitty American. Dude, I really realize why
I could have told you that.
People shit on America.
Yep.
Like, it's the truth. Like, bro, and I see why. Everywhere I go, these people speak 4 languages.
Yep.
Like, Icelandic people, they're so polite. They're so nice. They like... It's way different, and they all speak 4 languages. They speak like Dutch, Icelandic, Swedish.
Yeah. Well, they speak a bunch of languages where you think it's all one language.
Right.
And, no, it turns out that's like 10 different things.
I did an Icelandic comedy show. It's because there's only 300,000 people in the world that speak Icelandic. So really, if you want to watch any movies, you have to learn the English pretty much.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't think nobody would know what I'm saying. It's funny. You ever see a comedy show in another language?
Yeah.
You still know where the jokes are.
Yeah. I mean, the intonation is still...
Yeah.
You hit the punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was me and another American comic, and
this is on land?
This is on land, yeah.
How'd you get this?
Through the American comic. He knew the
someone just hooked you up?
Yeah, he knew the guy. So we did an open mic first. And dude, let me say something else. Bro, they really respect women in other countries on a whole nother level. If you say, well, I don't know if that's true, but
not every country, but
in Iceland, yeah.
If you go to Saudi Arabia,
I said bitch in my set. They turned on me, dude. Like 25 people got up and left.
Wow. Well, maybe that word means something even more intense.
It could
in their language, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I need a struggling bitch, and then, dude, people just got up and left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They just got home and they like. Let's imagine they had a list on a paper that one box says American. Check that off. It's like, all right, yep, that's out.
Yeah.
And I know what they're like now.
Yeah, dude, really.
This man has ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, it's cool when you go to these places. There's shows everywhere. I almost got on one in Ireland. I mean, people are doing that stand-up everywhere.
Yeah.
The Brits and they like more stories type stuff.
Yeah.
Like they want to come along for the journey.
Well, guys there are doing like 2-hour shows, like one-man show where you tell a really long-ass story.
Dude, it's crazy because we were on with a bunch of Americans and these Aussies and like, you know, some of these Brits, dude, they're not politically correct at all over there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on a train, an hour train going into Glasgow. And these guys from Ireland, bro, they don't care about political correctness. They're so raunchy. They're repeating jokes and telling stories in front of these Americans. These women were getting so... Dude, it's just crazy. I was sitting there like, yeah, for 45 minutes.
Wow.
This dude's repeating the nastiest stuff. People's children are there. I'm just like, bro, it's so uncomfortable.
Well, it's also like... there's like a big drinking culture
huge
in those areas too. So those two things come together, and it's like that's how you end up with a loud asshole.
Yeah, it's all these pubs, cool pubs. They're all like in Ireland. They're all like O'Brien's, O'Leary's, McMurphy's. I'd open up, dude. These bars look so cool. I'd open up one.
Well, they're like old fashioned bars.
Yeah,
right?
I'd have like O'Domagans or something.
Yeah.
People come by. It's all gold pipes, and they're rude. You don't want to be polite to they don't work off tips. So I was like, how's your day? He's like, what do you want to drink? Like,
he slaps the part.
Yeah. Fish and chips everywhere.
Wow.
You ever have fish and chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, some mushy peas.
Did you get drunk?
I had some Guinnesses because Guinness is different there than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So I had to have it, and it makes sense. Like, bro, I can't even drink a Guinness in America.
Do they do the slow pour thing?
Yeah,
where
it's
it takes forever
to. Yeah.
I don't like it. I never had the good stuff, but I don't care for that kind of.
Man,
it's too much work,
dude. You get that good stuff. It is. You gotta wait. If you're impatient, forget about it.
But it's not just that, but it's like it's the kind of thing you drink, and it's like, well, I can't do shit for the next 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
You just want to hang out.
We were sitting at this pub in what do you call? Where were we? We were in Scotland, I think. Yeah, we were in Scotland, and where the Loch Ness Monster's from. Yeah, actually, I forgot what the name of the town was. Something with
Loch Ness, right?
Yeah, Loch Ness or whatever. But that big monster was supposed to be there. I didn't see it. Everybody like claims they saw something in the water, but I guess there's huge eels there, so that could be the confusion. But either way, yeah, some people on the ship were like, I'm telling you, I saw something. It was an eel, bro. Nobody's seeing that.
Right. Yeah.
But we were at this pub and met this girl, and she was like, did porn with Riley Reid, but she's one of the ones that never made it. She fell into drugs.
Wow.
You never see just like comedy.
She's like in the back of the picture.
Yeah.
You pan over. Who's that?
Yeah, she was pulling her stuff up, and she's a school teacher now in Ireland. Was she like
bitter about it, or?
Yeah, she was bitter. She was saying like it started going downhill when she went into drugs. She claims Riley Reid is secretly in jail for like a weekend or something, and nobody's supposed to know about it. I guess we should have known. She got a call from jail, and she's like, "Oh, this is Riley Reid."
I don't think that's like gonna disqualify you from doing porn.
Right.
I don't think there's any guys who are like, "Wait a second, I don't like this girl's character."
But I didn't want to believe her at first, but then she pulled herself up, dude. She's like, yeah, I got a couple of pictures.
Wow.
And she wouldn't tell me her name on the thing, though. She's like, yeah, I'm getting the internet scrubbed. I'm a teacher, and she's like, there's only a few.
She's a teacher in Scotland?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like a social worker or something.
Huh.
I guess she was on drugs real bad, and she got off of them or something, So many people in those other countries are so heavy on drugs, too. Like, I mean, I know we are in America, too, but...
What kind of stuff are they doing?
Ketamine, coke, like, they mix it. And every day, dude. It's just,
that's where, like, people, like, in America, that's where they get the drugs first in Europe. All those party drugs.
Yeah.
And then, like, all the cool Europeans come here, and they tell everybody about,
makes
ketamine
sense.
and ecstasy and stuff. Yeah.
The way that you could buy weed out here, I swear you could buy ketamine out there.
Yeah, I don't even know what ketamine looks like.
Me neither. I looked it up. It's a methamphetamine.
But it's like a pill? Something? Or?
I think it depends. I seen different stuff. I seen like a liquid one that was brown. And I don't know anything about this. I honestly thought that was heroin, but somebody else was telling me, no, that's ketamine. This is coke. That's meth. And, dude, they just do it all, dude.
Wow. That's how they stay slim.
And they all smoke out. Now, I think they stay slim from the cigarettes.
Yeah, that too. Well, all these things together contributes to the lifestyle.
I guess you don't got time to eat.
Yeah.
The food's great. You know what I noticed? The ice cubes are the bomb over there. They're solid, big, thick ice cubes.
Like you'd get scotch or something.
Yeah, but they put that in your diet soda. Dude, the drink's instantly ice cold. It's way better than any ice cubes in America.
Wow. Do you feel like, would you rather be a drug addict here or in Europe?
In Europe.
You feel like it's just like it's a more forgiving society.
It's very open and fun out there.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then there's better, cooler stuff to look at in Europe. You get high, you're going to go look at a UPS building here.
Yeah. You don't just get stuck in like a middle of nowhere here.
Staring at a Barclays.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're just in like a field or something. It's
right.
Like, I better walk to the next town.
Or you're looking at something that was built 500 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is cool. Like the stuff over there that you could see, it's in the castles. You ever be inside a castle?
Yeah.
Dude, I love castles, bro. Imagine the drugs that they did back then and got away with it with that one ruler with no rules, no internet. I was walking through this castle, King Henry II. I couldn't even imagine the shit he got away with.
Oh, yeah, right. But just imagine he's probably got like a entire room with like, you could have like multiple wives back then.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
Just because they're in different parts of the castle.
It's huge.
Yeah.
The Dover Castle is one of the biggest ones. I walked through about a quarter of it. A lot of it's closed off. But they had the medieval torture.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy. They just shit in a hole, and that's it. And
yeah.
Other people got to scoop it out that you never see.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about that. You don't really think about that entire era was that everything smelled horrible.
Yeah.
You were actually around back then. You just got used to a horrible prison smell, basically.
Wow, dude. Imagine being a king and you got to smell that.
Yeah.
You know. But it was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen was the Dover Castle.
Were you around actual, like, you were in, like, the city, or was it?
Yeah.
You were mostly in, like, the outskirts?
Some of them I was in the outskirts. Some of them I was in the city. They had the little cities, like, it's so nice, too, dude. Some of those places are so nice. I mean, it depends. Scotland was a little rough, dude. You could easily get in a fight in Scotland. Like, people just walk around like it's like in the movies. There's real gangsters in the tracksuits. Like, you would like it.
Everybody looks like Colin Tyrell.
Yeah, they do, bro. They really do.
You see where that guy comes from. It's just like, yeah, it's a bunch of him.
Yeah. And they'd fight you. These cats, like, get on the train. They're mean mugging you, doing ketamine.
Well, at least those guys, though, they don't got guns.
Yeah, that's true.
At least you feel safe there.
They got knives.
Well, they got knives, and it's like I think they're just used to just getting knocked out.
Yeah, in these other countries, yeah, they are. This dude was busted up, bloody, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to win today.
And dude, I bet, like, if you get into a fight there and you knock somebody out, you get arrested, but then, like, at the jail, they're like, all right, couple hours, you're out of here.
Bro.
We're not keeping you around jail forever.
I didn't see one cop.
Oh, yeah?
Not one. I see, like, these, there was some, they weren't even police. I don't know what they were. Like, park security was the only person I seen, and he was doing nothing. There was a guy, literally.
Well, I think the cops don't even carry guns there, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a guy literally swinging on people. He grabbed people, a couple, and, dude, he's acting like he knew him, and he's shaking the guy and being all rough with him. How are you, mate? And he's, like, trying to smack him, and and the dude's bleeding and stuff. You could tell he just got beat up.
Wow.
He's literally swinging all his might, trying to knock the dude out. Didn't even know him.
Wow.
Dude came up to me for a second. Yeah.
But did you get the same vibe, like, when we were in... you're on the train here and a crazy person comes in and starts yelling at you. Was it like that? Or was it
it was the same vibe.
Oh, was it?
And these tourists weren't ready for it. Like, a dude came up to me for a second, and I didn't do nothing. I didn't even flinch. I just kept talking to the dude.
Because you're kind of like, you know how to shake these guys off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this other dude, he gets involved with it. He's like, oh, where do I know you from, mate? He's trying to be all polite.
Yeah.
And this dude starts swinging punches.
That is a skill I think you pick up specifically in a city like New York. Where it's like, I think anywhere you go in the world, you run into a crazy person, you have an ability to just sort of shake them off.
Yeah.
Keep them moving.
You know.
You don't look them in the eye. You don't ask any questions. You don't try to help. Definitely don't try to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, a lot of the vibe in, like, those places is like Soho. And it kind of makes sense. That's where a lot of these people kind of probably came from when they came from. It's the same type of vibe. Even the fashion, like, how in Soho girls would be like half dressed, shit just hanging out. Mm-hmm. That's how they all dress over there.
Well, it's like that, and it's like very effortless.
Yeah,
it's not like they're trying hard or something. They're just like, walking down the street dressed in like a plastic bag. But it's
that's
like,
true.
Yeah, or like a cool plastic bag.
Yeah. Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, just walking by a homeless person, and you don't even think about it.
Yep. And some of those people, out there, some of their homeless are some nice looking people. Like, that you'd be like, dude, this dude ain't even homeless, man.
Right, yeah.
They get away with it there. People, I guess, are a little more giving out there, too. It's a lot more tourists.
Well, I think there's also just like there's an actual like social safety net kind of situation.
True.
Where here it's like you can't go to the doctor, you can't get a place to live, you can't do shit here. And that's like, here in Europe, it's like they'll actually like, there's basic stuff they take care of for you.
Yeah.
Where you're not just like constantly doing battle with the government.
Yeah, and you could just hang with people out there. Like, it's so easy to meet friends out there to where in America, I would be considered a creep just for saying, oh, hello, or I like your bag that you're wearing. You know, you say that to a girl in America.
Yeah. Well, at least I think that there's parts of the country where it's like down south where people are more friendly and open.
True.
New York City, it's like, yeah, this guy's going to ask me for something. So.
Yeah, or even like, I feel like, everywhere up north. I haven't been down south too much.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida's cool. When I was in Florida, I hitchhiked a little bit to the beach.
Probably Florida isn't like the south though.
Right.
I think like the south is like you go to like Alabama. I think you can just like say good morning to somebody,
Yeah, well, it depends where you're at. I was in Mobile, bro. There's some real gangsters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mobile,
Alabama. I think I'm talking more like you go to the Waffle House. You can make a little small talk with somebody.
Yeah, dude. I had I had some friends I made out there. They were nice. Some people paid for me to do a hop-on, hop-off bus.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah, I met this couple. It was this guy that was like telling me all about, budgeting. I can't, like, I don't know how poor I look from the beginning. Like, I don't dress that nice.
Right.
But I think people just know. I don't know if they could sense I don't have money.
People who are rich always can tell.
I don't know how that is, bro.
You can just smell it on somebody. You can see, if you, just like we're always saying, you can pick up on someone's confidence.
True.
Without actually having to know them. It's like people who got money, it's like they can spot you.
Yeah, because
that's not one of us.
I always get people giving me budgeting advice, and I hate they talk to me like I'm a kid, This goes back to, I'm telling you, if I was a big guy, I don't think people would tell me to put 10% away. They just ask me how my day was.
No, I think they could still spot you.
Yeah.
People who can see you, they can see you coming.
People are always trying to teach me stuff. A guy's like, hey, you see that? You see that up there? That's a crown arch. And I'm just like...
Well, you didn't know. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
But still, it's like...
Man, if I was at the hot spring, I'd say this is sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I always feel like I'm a little kid when I'm out with other people. They're showing me around. Funny. Come on, did you get your ticket?
Wow.
And I forgot the ticket, too. He's like, you need your red ticket. And I'm just running, trying to get it.
They wrap it around your neck or something.
Yeah.
Keep this on a necklace.
They keep looking for me.
Yeah.
I got lost a couple times.
Yeah.
Dude, when your phone dies, you're lost. All those streets are the same. I'm like, okay, this thing's going to leave. You could see like where you need to go, but you don't know how to get to it, like in these other countries in Europe. Well,
the streets were built like before maps. So things aren't built in a logical way where there's just alleys.
Yeah, them streets were built before common sense. You're like, some of them are a circle. How'd I get back here again?
There's some streets in Tokyo where it's like they built the city like piece by piece over like 1,000 years or something.
Yeah.
So there's certain streets where like every block is a different street name, because it's not even like you go down 15th Street and 15th Street goes down for across the city. Every other block is a different street name, because they just said, all right, whatever you just name it yourself.
Right.
So there's no logic to what street's coming up next. So even like the maps, even if you get on Google Maps, it doesn't know where you are.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's just alleys, and it's just like, it's not even like Manhattan, which is on a grid where avenues, streets. It's just like one street curves this way, the next one curves that way, and each street is just named a different thing.
And they're so trustworthy. Like when I was in Lisbon, people just had their front door open, and you have to cut up all these steps to get to the other part. It's hundreds of tourists just looking in people's living rooms, like their babies are just sitting there.
Wow.
People are like topless. They're just hanging their clothes up out the window, waving.
Wow.
Got the coffee, the little water in their plants, and you could just walk right in their house thinking it's a store. It's right there.
Huh.
It's insane.
No guns.
Yeah, and dude, the accents are so heavy. Like even in like, I couldn't even imagine how I'd go to Tokyo because I couldn't communicate with people in Scotland and Ireland. They're speaking English, but they're just like, and you're like,
call him Tyrell.
Yeah, you're like, dude, what language is that?
Yeah.
I'm on Google Translate.
Wow.
He's speaking English.
Yeah. So next year going back, you're about to go back though, right?
I'm going to a bunch of places. I gotta check and see where. I think I'm going to Vancouver, some spots in Canada. I'm going to.
Well, you're going to Italy, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to Italy after that. I'm going to Alaska first.
Wow.
Alaska's crazy too because, just like Iceland, Alaska and Iceland are close. I caught a glimpse of the Northern Lights.
Oh,
I don't see why everybody makes so much.
That was what Brian told you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I caught a glimpse for like 5 minutes. You got to be.
It's like kind of turquoise looking.
Yeah, it was just looked like some pollution in the air. I mean, I'm from New York. It's like, yo, we got Northern Lights every night.
Well, I think if you're actually there under it, I think it looks,
I saw a quick glimpse, but
Borealis.
they say, yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better in like a month from now. I'm hoping to catch them in Alaska, but we're not as north where we're going.
See, once again, though, just like anything else with traveling, it's like 10 minutes. And you're like, all right, I get it. Northern Lights.
Yeah, and dude, it's freezing. It was windy, freezing cold, windy as hell up north. You get that far up north, man. It's, all their sweaters, everything's thicker out there.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know why anybody would live in Iceland. I mean, here's the thing though with everything that's in your freezer probably came from Iceland, to be honest with you. It's like, I bet you that's where all the fish are. That's where like there are the majority of them. It's just maybe peas. I don't know. Like,
well, I think anytime you go anywhere, even in this country, where you're just driving through the middle of nowhere and you're thinking like, why would anybody want to live here? And in all these fields and shit, and there's just like a big ass hill. It's like, yeah, there's some people that are into that.
Yeah, that's their thing. 20-minute Uber drive, $130 American dollars.
Well, if you live there though, you're not Ubering anywhere. You're just
right. You got a car.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but you're just at home,
hunting,
eating frozen
fishing.
peas and stuff. Yeah.
When I was in Alaska, I seen these kids just hunting salmon in their backyard.
Wow.
Imagine if that's how you lived.
Yeah.
And they just hunt and live off the land out there.
Well, it's crazy thinking about just how much you've traveled just doing all these trips and stuff.
Yeah.
You can compare Iceland to Dominican Republic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Way different.
And this is your same guy going to all these different places.
Yeah.
Those people in DR wouldn't believe all this shit that's going on in Iceland. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
There's like, no big asses here.
Yeah. You're right.
What's with these skinny ass people? How do they live?
People would wonder why you're even here. But where's the big, like the big culo?
Yeah,
culo?
What's the point of living in a place like this? Yeah, it's bizarre.
No ass.
Yeah, right.
No coconuts.
I cannot get jerk chicken anywhere in the city.
Right. A lot of Indian food. A lot of Chinese food all over the world.
Yeah.
Yep. Everywhere you go, dude. Like, I was in Scotland trying to get a proper Scotland dish. I mean, there it's a lot of cod. It's a lot of fish and chips out there, honestly.
They're like, I mean, it's not a culture that's known for its food.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, potatoes. It's a lot of rubbish.
Think like how cold everything is, and it's like the weather is kind of shitty.
They don't have stews.
they don't got nice fresh vegetables. You don't get like a salad or something.
Yeah, you eat there on Sundays, one huge dinner.
Yeah. It's like food that would taste good while you're drinking.
True, that's so true.
Yeah, you don't get a beer with a salad. It's like you get a beer with some fried fish and,
that makes
something that you eat
sense.
with your hands. Yeah, and you go fight a guy outside.
It is all beer food. Dude, it's crazy how many bars there are. About 4,000 where I was. It's just bar, 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 bar. And they all have fish and chips.
Can you imagine? There are people who live there who don't drink, though.
I don't know
imagine
what
that.
they
Think
do.
about, like, you feel weird, kind of weird here, being a guy who doesn't drink. But imagine living there.
But to them, not drinking is beer. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Whiskey's drinking.
They give the beer to little kids, probably.
The handle. You take a handle?
Yeah.
I felt so English, dude. I was at this bar. This dude was real English. He had, like, teeth were kind of jacked, dude. He's, like, just eating some bread this thick, dude, with butter on it.
Wow.
And he's just drinking, and he flipped me my change, £1 or £2.
Yeah.
He just flipped it like we're in the 20s.
Wow.
I tried to I didn't catch it, but it still felt cool.
This guy's like a pirate.
These guys are good down there.
Yeah.
And then everybody down there too, they just get, there's a lot, like the gangster mentality is really cool there. Like neck tattoos isn't as frowned upon. Like you could probably have a neck tattoo and be a chiropractor there.
Well, I also think it's more like people who are growing up in that kind of situation, they're not like dreaming about, oh, someday I'm going to move to Paris and become like a fashion designer. It's like, no, someday I'm going to become like my dad and I'm going to be the guy who beats people up.
Yeah.
You don't like, it's not like, everybody's, I think America is a very individualistic culture where you grow up and you dream about moving to the next place and becoming like a big star or something. But some of these other smaller like cultures, it's like people don't dream about that. You just wanted whatever your dad was doing. That's what you do.
And I always thought everybody wanted to see America. I talk to people, they seen everywhere else in the world. And I'm like, would you ever think about going to America? And they just look at me confused. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah. I got my beer. I got my fish.
Like, you talk to somebody from New Zealand or something, they eat lion's mane. It's like, you're like, what?
Well, it's like, they're even like, I think you feel good living in America because it's home. But could you really imagine recommending that to somebody? Maybe like New York.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about somebody who lives in like, New Zealand or something where there's nice beaches, everything's all clean looking and shit, telling them to come here and check out Cleveland.
Yeah, they would, and they wouldn't.
They could, but it's like, why would I even want to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen so many other places.
I mean, like, I guess if you live in like a real like kind of ugly part of like Scotland or something, it's like, all right, maybe you go check out L.A. and you see Venice Beach and it's like kind of exotic looking. But I think, if you're people who travel the world like that, you go to a nice beach in Spain.
I'll tell you.
Portugal. You don't got to come here and check out Tallahassee, Florida.
If you're ever wondering what Scotland looks like, just go to Ohio. Bro, I'm telling you, it's same greenery, way more sheep. There's more sheep than people.
Yeah.
But it's just green fields, a lot of farming.
But it's also like, it's kind of usually cold, right? It's like overcast.
Scotland wasn't bad. It rains. It's gray. Very gray place.
Very gray, like overcast clouds and stuff.
Yeah, you're not getting a sunny day there. Not too many of them.
But there's also not like fat people, right?
No, really not that many, no.
Oh, yeah.
They're so polite. You just go up over the hill over there. It's like these older ladies. It's like, that's a girl you'd want to make your wife.
Ah, yeah,
a nice Scottish girl. She'd make you a roast dinner or England.
No ambition.
Right. They want to just make you stuff. Strong hands on them.
Oh, they're just glad that you're not drunk.
Yeah.
This guy's not getting in fights all the time. He's
yeah,
like one of the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And you see some couples fighting, dude. I was in Scotland, dude. So many couples drunk fighting. I don't see why anybody would want to live like that. Like, not tourists, people that live there, standing outside. This girl's throwing this guy's clothes out. You bloody wank. And she's just, and this dude's down. He's just laughing.
This is like, can you imagine taking alcohol out of that equation?
It would never work.
It wouldn't make any sense.
One thing
you would never be able to have this kind of argument sober.
The number one thing to do over there is laugh with your buddies. That's what they all do.
Your mates.
Yeah.
You and your mates at the pub.
They hang out and laugh at the pub.
You sing some Oasis or something?
I was at an old school pub where they kind of kept it. They tried to keep it original. It's in Gibraltar because that's an English area.
Yeah.
And they had this place where they wouldn't even let women in. Women weren't allowed in the pub back in the day. Yeah. They just started letting women in the pub.
It's your boys.
Yeah, it's like this is a
hanging
place
out with
for
the fellas.
Yeah, and I guess the reason is because there's guy talk here, and we have to get it out somewhere. That's what the English guy was telling me.
Makes sense.
He's like, it's offensive.
We need some places for the fellas.
Yeah.
I think that the way that culture, the only place in the world that still exists is like Saudi Arabia.
Oh, without a doubt.
Where it's like. The culture is everybody is married and has kids, but they don't see him. You don't see him ever.
Yeah.
Every guy in Saudi Arabia, it's just 9 dudes in a room.
True.
And they're all just sitting on the floor, and they're just being guys.
Even Lebanon, all that. My mom's from Lebanon, and her family's from Lebanon, and they kept the old school cultures when she was younger. The woman couldn't eat with the men. They had to serve the men in one room, and then they'd just be like eating in the kitchen by themselves.
Well, I mean, like all the men are in one room and all the women are in
right.
one room. Yeah. Which I mean, like it's not. I don't even think the way they think about it is like, oh, we can't eat with the men. It's just like that would be weird. It's like, no, we got our stuff over here.
Yeah.
They're gonna go hang out and smoke hookah.
Yeah.
And then
See, I like my lady around. Like at my stag party, I'd have my lady there. Like it's more fun. You know, that's who I like.
Well, I like a nice mixed company.
It's cool.
I wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of dudes either. I mean, like,
right.
I mean, that's cool for like a little while. But then it's just like, well, we got to just, I think those guys in the pub, that's just like every day.
It is.
You get out of work and you go to the pub for like 6 hours and you watch soccer or something.
Yeah, and even before work, there was a guy there, dude, just getting drunk. He told me he's a bus driver. He's about to go clock into work. I mean, I don't think they have DUIs out there.
Right, yeah. Well, they got those, that's why they got those little ass cars.
Yeah.
How much damage are you really going to do in a little Fiat?
Much, yeah.
You just bounce off the guy.
I like and they got Suzukis out there. You know, there's no Suzuki cars in America. They're banned or something. They were dangerous.
Suzuki, the cars.
There's
not
cars.
even bikes.
Yeah, no, Suzuki cars.
Well, it's like the little
everywhere.
like golf cart looking things, right?
They
it's
got
like
their own taxis too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's little square, it's little smart cars, but they got their own taxis. I feel like the cars in New Zealand are way more modern than we even get here.
Well, they're like made to be like efficient. That's why you're not going to get like your sister's thing. That wouldn't fly.
Never. You won't even see a truck like that in Europe.
Yeah.
Like you won't even see a real full-size diesel pickup truck in Europe. I doubt it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, at least the places I've been. But they got those little Suzuki cars, man. They're pretty cool. I'm surprised we don't. They got all the different name brands.
That wouldn't fly here.
But
people wouldn't want a little ass car.
The black taxi service, they have their own car. It's only for taxis. They're designed differently. Like the back seat, you get to face the passengers, and the passengers.
It's like a limo almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a black, cool looking car. It would be so dope if we had that in New York.
I wouldn't fly.
Yeah, because people got to be their own business here. Ubers and.
Well, people want like they want a certain kind of thing here.
But imagine how much smarter it is. You could fit 4 people easily in every car, even 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You can cram them in there. They're
but especially those little European Fiat kind of smart car things. It's like they try to make that a thing here, where it's like they tell you, oh, it's actually safer to drive in a little ass smart car with you. Here, it's like a little pod. But it's just like that's just not. People in America, you're not going to spend $30,000 on something that looks like that.
Especially
it's embarrassing.
Not the Midwest. They're like, I can't lift this up and put monster truck tires on it.
Well, it's like in the Midwest, you'd be afraid that someone's going to steal it and put it in the back of their pickup truck.
Right.
It's like, I can't have another man carrying me around like that. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is crazy how it made me want to be more thin there. People eat like a biscuit and a tea and be good. Like
a biscuit
everybody
and a
was
tea
thin.
and 5 beers.
Yeah. But they were all fit. A lot of people were fit out there.
Yeah. Well, do you think... are they going to the gym too, or
they bike everywhere, dude?
Yeah.
So many people bike out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking to one guy on the train. He biked up. He's chaining up his thing. He was kind of giving me directions to the train.
Yeah.
And we get on, and then he gets off, and he's getting his other bike. He has a bike there too.
Yeah.
And then he's biking to work. To go be a waiter. So many waiters out. If you want to get a job, there's the culture's food and they're thin.
Right.
But there's so many restaurants out there.
Yeah.
And I hate it. There's so many like New York pizza places. And then there's Subway too, but it's like Nico's New York Pizza. And you're like, bro, that ain't New York pizza, man. Like,
yeah.
But there's a lot of like we got here too, Wendy's, Burger King. Everything's different too. Like the Doritos, they're not called barbecue. They're called like Southern Texas barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
It's copyright infringement and stuff.
See, that's the thing though, is that like everybody there you see now looks thin and like they're in shape and they're biking everywhere. But that stuff is, I mean, that's probably on its way out. The more New York pizza and like Cheetos and stuff they start getting.
Yeah, and they're getting a lot of
I think you're going to start looking more Ohio in about 20, 30 years.
And you go over to Scotland, everything's canned. Like hot dogs are in a glass jar. They don't come in a pack. It's a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese in a can. You just open it up and eat it. Yep.
Of all the places you've traveled doing these ships and everything, where do you think would be the place that you'd actually want to live?
Probably Lisbon. So far of everywhere I've been. I haven't been to Italy yet.
That's the most expensive too.
No, Italy's... Oh, Lisbon?
Portugal's expensive.
Portugal, yeah. I thought you meant... I was going to say, I hear Italy's kind of cheap.
Nah, I think Italy and Spain, Portugal, all those countries are like, I think, pretty high cost of living.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know. I think it depends. A lot of people tell... Well, you know what's crazy? I don't think so because I think Lisbon's actually cheaper. You can get a big glass of wine for $2.
Well, I think certain things are cheaper, but like a house, I think.
Oh, maybe I haven't looked into that, but the food and that. But I mean,
stuff, compared to if you were living in like Dominican Republic or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, DR, are you kidding me? I think in DR you could just get some tin and just build a little house.
Yeah,
you see it out there.
You just say that this is my place.
Yeah, cement right on the cement. Kids playing on the cement.
Yeah,
you know,
get some chickens.
Yeah, I mean that you're not getting no cheaper than that, but. I mean, you're not in Lisbon, though. Dude, Lisbon's beautiful, man. The culture, everything.
Right, yeah.
The food. See, you could be out there, train, food, that type of stuff's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, it's built for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where to just get you around and,
I don't think I'd even have I don't know if I'd even have a car out there, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you don't need it.
You get a bike?
Live in Lisbon, yeah.
A little scooter or something?
You could do something like that.
You think you'd want to live in, like, Puerto Rico or something though, or like DR?
Oh nah, dude. I've been to Puerto Rico a few times, Jamaica, all that. The only spots you get to the tourist spots, they're cool, but the rest of the place isn't. It's like they got little nooks that are fun, but
right, yeah.
You go like Ocho Rios, but you go 20 minutes into Jamaica, dude. You're just out there, dude. It's like
if you got some money though, I mean, like then you build a place out in Jamaica.
Nah, I think there's nothing
with some fucking guns.
Dude, I'll be honest. I've been to Jamaica so many times. I don't see why people even. I'm not shitting on these places, but you'll talk to people. They'll be like, "Oh, we go to Jamaica every year." Or they'll go to the Bahamas every year.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, go to Lisbon or go to like Portugal or Gibraltar. Or go somewhere cool like Germany or something.
Right. No, they want to go to. They want to have a beach vacation.
Like the Bahamas, to me, dude, most of the time it's dirty beaches. You know, people trying to sell you.
You want to go down there? Yeah, you want to buy some, testosterone or something.
Oh yeah, now if you go down towards Mexico and I think DR is like that. Yeah, now if you don't have medical and you got some issues, you almost have to live over there.
Right. Yeah.
Get that? That's what you get down there. And then somebody else was just telling me there's this Mucinex or a certain infection medicine that we use for like 99% of infections in America.
It's like antibiotics or something.
Yeah, you need a script for it, and you could buy it out there for like 40 cents a pill. Yeah. In America, it's so expensive. No doctor's visit, no nothing. It's like everybody tells you, bro, trust me, go down there, buy enough to last you a year, about $100 worth,
right,
and just bring that back to America. You'll never need a doctor again.
Jesus Christ. I feel like, though, it's so much, I mean, like, when I try to picture living in, like, a nice, like, Portugal situation, that's like you're in, like, a apartment. You're single, you're in an apartment, maybe you got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, when I picture moving to DR, that's when it's like, I got 4 kids. And a wife and a house. And, like, we're,
It depends on where you're at in DR. I'm
eating chicken on the street.
You'd have to be in Cinco de Mayo or San Domenico. What is it? Domenico, the capital of DR.
Yeah, Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo. That's where you'd have to probably kind of be if you're going to be somewhere. Because if you're in Amber Cove, even like, dude, when I was in these spots like DR, dude, I was just in St. Thomas. I mean, it's voted the prettiest beaches in the world, but the rest of the place is just regular. I'm telling you, It's like nothing that crazy.
Well, I mean, most places in the world, that's what it looks like.
You get bored of it. You're there 3 days, it's nice, a week, but after a while, you're just like, okay, it's sunny.
Yeah.
It's like being in Arizona or something.
Well, I think there's an overall lifestyle. If it's one thing if you're coming from New York or you're coming from Ohio and you're moving down there, but if you're really like trying to embrace it, then it's like, you move down to Jamaica and you become a criminal or something.
Yeah, that lifestyle.
You got moves to make during the day.
Yeah,
you got stuff to do.
That lifestyle's hitting on women.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're in Jamaica or DR.
Well, I feel like you get like that nice like white linen shirt.
Oh yeah.
Some shorts, sandals, smoke a cigar, and
you gotta get one of those hats where it's round on the top and the little brim up top. That's a popular hat out there.
Yeah.
See, if a woman ever tells me, I don't know, I feel insecure, I don't feel like I look pretty, they need to go get some skanky clothes. No matter what they look like, it doesn't matter. Somebody out there is you're gonna get sick of the compliments you're gonna get from men. Yeah. Just dudes trying to bang you behind a dumpster and stuff.
Wow.
And dude, like I've seen girls getting off work in DR, like working at like a Rent-A-Center or high-end furniture. You know how like in Harlem they have those furnitures in the hood where a dresser costs like $4,000 and it's got diamonds on it? They got the same thing out in DR. I think that's where that originated from.
Wow.
And we were
it's like drug dealer furniture.
Yeah. And we're out eating, and then we're just walking. And I was just talking to the girl in front about what there is to do. And she gets off work, and she's a hooker. And some dude just pulls up. She's telling him like $100. And she just went from this furniture store to that. She just got off work and stood on the corner on her cell phone. Like 4 cars stopped.
Wow.
It's people just pick up hookers. I mean, yeah, that's one thing too. Like a lot of people out there aren't that cheap when it comes to girls. They'll just like, even you'll see it out here. They'll give their girl $100. It doesn't matter if they're broke.
Well, I think for some guys, it's like that's the point of having money.
Right.
They're not saving up to buy a house or a new car or something. It's like, no, you get the money so you can pay the girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's simple math.
It's like Scarface.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you need a house for? You get the girl. You see, you cut out the middleman.
Yeah, you go straight to the girl.
Yeah, see, $100. See, you give her that. And then what you do is your business. So many people that I meet that travel, it blows my mind. When they go to DR, they're not going for the water. These guys are going for the prostitution, the hookers. It's real big out there.
Wow.
Which I'd be terrified. Dude, I feel like you would lose a liver or something. Like,
well, these guys are probably like late 50s, 60s, right?
You get them from all ages. It's very big out there. Like they go, oh yeah, boys trip DR.
Well, that's like the new TikTok thing where it's like passport bros or something.
Oh.
Where they're like, they go down to like Colombia, Medellin.
Wow, makes sense.
That's the new thing though, where it's like I see the videos. I think TikTok's trying to tell me something.
Go down there.
Where it's like, it's a guy walking down the street in Medellin, Colombia, and there's just like hot women everywhere, and it's every 10,000 comments that all say like, I just got my passport, I'm on the way, you know.
And it's so true. That's what it is. It's guys trip, and dude, DR is just like that. You'll see Mexico. You'll just see.
I've seen like in Thailand, people like
same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that's what people do. I mean, I don't know, like, bro. I mean, first off, you're spending $2,000. If you gave that to any girl in America, you're fucking like.
Well, I think it's more like you get down there, and I think the girls themselves, it's cheap per transaction. So you just go down there and you like fuck like crazy for like a week.
Well, I think in Thailand maybe, and dude, in DR and stuff, it's still like 200. I bet. That's what they say.
That's what these guys are. You know, these guys work regular jobs, so they probably
car salesmen.
Yeah, and then it's like you do that for just one wild ass week every year.
I don't know.
And then the rest of the year, you're just like, man,
I could never be a car salesman because I don't want to fuck hookers. I feel like that's just something that goes along with it.
Yeah.
All the ones I met, strip clubs at 4 p.m., that's a very much car salesman thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They're all car sales. You could see when I see the conversations on the street because it's very open.
Yeah.
And these guys will be like, I sell cars, and the girls know.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, yep, the deal's sold.
Wow. Well, it's a guy like that. It's like in his head, because most people have like a salary job, so you're making $60K this year.
Right.
Car salesman types, same thing with real estate salesmen. It's like, I can make money anytime.
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking in their head.
Yeah, I'll hit somebody, get them for
like,
$10K.
I'm going to just grind a little bit more, then go fuck some more hookers.
I guess you need that motivation. When I was selling cars, man, the dude told me to dabble in coke, my boss.
Wow.
He was like, I'm telling you, he goes, you need some incentive. He's like, or get some bills. But he goes, I'm just telling you this, the best car salesmen do blow.
Wow. Wolf of Wall Street stuff.
Yeah. And then he was telling me, he's like, I also sell a little if you're looking for it. I'm like, genius, bro. Man. I'd never touch the stuff. You'd die instantly. But people with bills, I think, do better at those jobs.
Yeah.
You got to be in the hole.
Well, you got to have a little bit of desperation.
Nobody's
like, you need to close this deal.
The car salesman that budgets, if he takes his receipt and writes down how much he spent, they're not going to hire that guy. They want the guy that's like, give it all, get some nachos for the table.
Yeah. Well, the guy who just like randomly pulls out $6,000 from his pocket.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm spending this today.
Yeah. I'm going to sell some more Subarus.
I just ripped off a single mother, and I'm going to do it again.
So wait, where are you going? You're going to
Alaska, Tracy's Arm, BC, Canada, Vancouver, a few other spots. I think I'm going to, actually just found out, I think I'm going to Italy and Greece.
Wow.
I think the last stop's somewhere in Greece.
Are you still you said before you're going to like Australia or something at some point?
I gotta double check that. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one. I thought I had it, but I haven't heard back from it.
Well, at this point though, it's like you've been to the DR so many times, and you know Jamaica and Mexico and even like Alaska. You've already been.
Yeah.
So like the only places you haven't been is still like Africa, right?
Africa.
Asia.
Well, I've seen Africa. Gibraltar is really close to Africa.
You haven't been in like that's like Egypt or something. You haven't been to like Africa.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Nairobi.
I would love to see Tokyo. I keep missing New Zealand. I feel like that would be a great place.
Right.
Australia.
New Zealand, no, it's still white people. It's still.
Yeah, I want to see Germany though too, man. I bet you Germany's different. Like.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty nice. But I mean, like, I think to really go like off the path, you know.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see Japan, Hong Kong, like Africa, Australia for sure. Where else am I missing?
India or something.
India, man, you know, I'd be a little nervous about India. I don't know if I'm strong enough to visit India. Everybody I meet tells me they get sick there.
Yeah, it's just like going to Mexico or something.
Right.
Like part of the deal. Yeah, that's the thing is I love Indian culture and like movies, books,
right.
food and everything, but it's like I don't even think I want to visit.
Yeah, people tell me they're like, yeah, he's like, you're going to get sick your first couple times in India. You might get rabies. You know, my girlfriend got scratched by a monkey. There's just monkeys that will scratch you.
Wow.
Get rabies out there.
Yeah. It's crazy, though. Just think about, like, would you ever imagine that comedy would take you to all these places?
No, I never even
That's
thought.
wild.
Well, I used to dream when I was first, even before I did comedy, before I even had the heart to tell anybody, because I got shut down. I said I wanted to be a comedian in third grade.
Yeah.
People were like, dude, were you stupid? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in slow classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should know
I got a
that.
card that says I'm stupid.
Yeah. See this? LD. But, you know. Anyway, so I would never tell anybody, but every time I seen an airplane, since I was a kid,
wow.
I used to close my eyes and visualize that I was on that airplane doing business shit.
Right.
You know, like, and I was
adding together numbers.
Yeah. And I always just thought about being in America, and I'd pretend I was doing a show. And I'd always be like when I was a kid, because that's what I felt like comedy was. You're just getting in a plane and flying to shows.
Right.
And, I used to always just close my eyes and think about that, me being on that plane. Now,
well, you were like in your 30s before you actually got on an airplane.
Yep. Even when I was
crazy
34, I was still closing my eyes.
You remember we were hanging out, and you were asking me, like, so what's it like?
Yeah.
That plane goes all the way up there?
Well,
you're not scared?
I was on a plane before we did this field trip to an airport.
Yeah.
Everybody in slow classes, we all went, and we got to get on a plane, and they were like supposed to start it up. I probably told you this story, and they couldn't start it. So the teacher just made the sound effects. He was just going,
wow.
Yep. And then the announcer got on and talked, and he just sat there and just kept doing. He was a great teacher. Wow. And then he became a principal of a trade school. It worked out in my favor.
Yeah. But no, like you never would have pictured that you were like, first off, even doing stand-up. And then doing stand-up that leads you to go into Iceland. Think about that.
And doing a show in an Icelandic comedy club.
Yeah, all over the world.
You know,
There's people that like do comedy full-time in America, road guys, who've never even probably never even left the country.
I wasn't even scared of flying. That's the thing. I was scared of spending money. I never had that extra $200.
Right.
Like, and people would be like, it's just $200. I'd be like, dude, if you met me back then, I didn't have socks. I didn't have face soap. Like, I was broke.
Yeah, but now look at you.
I'd go grocery shopping for the week with $11.
Yeah.
That was legit. You could buy so much food for $11. People don't realize how much a bag of rice will get you.
Right.
You get a bag of rice for $3.
Bag of rice and beans.
Dude, you are good to go.
Cooking.
And I didn't even really know about the beans. I was being greedy. I was doing a lot of rice, and then I'd get like now I can't believe I used to eat this shit, bro. I never looked at the ingredients. It's the sausages. A lot of Russian people eat it too.
Vienna sausages? Right?
No, it's like wrapped up. It's just odds and ends of
it's like
pigs. Yeah, mushed together, but it's 99 cents for a big thing. And I would cut that up and eat that with rice. It's like you get your meat and rice. And it's so cheap.
This prepared you to travel to, Caribbean.
Yeah, got me ready for it.
Yeah.
That pig snout.
That's what your life's going to be like someday.
There's still certain things I wouldn't eat. Like iguana. I'm never eating that again. I ate that by mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't want to eat that crap. Certain things. The fishes, you got to be careful with. You know, I think, honestly, when I go to these other places, I don't know. I kind of want to stick with the fast food places. I feel like
it's like you're working, too. You're not on these trips just for fun.
Right.
Like you got to be able to function. Do an hour.
Sick.
Yeah.
I was just, when I was in, where'd I go? Lisbon. I felt like I had a little bug. I ate the 7 fishes, and I just feel like, I don't know, one of them didn't agree with me all the way. It's a lot of oily food.
Think about it, though. You're going to all these places. Everybody else, like that guy who's lecturing you about budgeting. It's like that guy is on vacation. He's spending money. You're working. And
he told me it was his first vacation.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't need nothing. He's like, I tell you, we live our whole families. We all lived in the house together. Me, my brother, we went in on the house. He's like, oh, that's the problem. You guys, a lot of people from other countries, like you speak about Saudi Arabia and stuff. That's what they do. They all put their money together.
Yeah.
Like my stepmom and her side of the family, which my mother, I don't like stepmother term, but just for clarification terms, but I feel like that's what they did over in the other countries. That's how they came to America and bought businesses.
Well, you hang out in a room with all your family and you just smoke hookah.
Yeah.
And you watch soccer. It's a very simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
You might cook a big thing of, lamb and chicken or something.
You ever play that game on the table, foosball?
Yeah.
It's unreal how serious. To us, that's just a stupid, fun kids game.
Yeah.
Bar game or kids game. You don't really care. You have fun. Dude, there will be people that are coming up to you showing pictures of people they beat. They'll be like, look, I beat him. And I don't know, it's just some guy from Italy. But everybody knows him.
That's
beat
so
him in foosball.
You guys carrying around a picture of somebody he beat in foosball.
People from Peru.
Wow.
Like Peru and Italy.
You got to act impressed.
Italians, dude, they're checking the ball, dude. Wow. They're wiping it off, and they're like flicking it in there. And I had a bad flick. They're making fun of me, calling me a girl. I'm just dropping it in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy you could still be sexist in Peru and Italy and stuff.
That's most of the world.
Yeah, you can't do that. If you told somebody today you tossed that foosball in like a girl.
Oh, yeah, you'd get canceled in like 4 different ways.
Within seconds.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
The person would just be looking at you.
Yeah.
Let me make a list.
Yeah, what did
we gotta make an order, yeah.